You got to go and dig those holes.
Man, I'm tired.
With broken hands and withered souls, emancipated from all you know. You got to go and dig those holes.
Man, you slow, bro.
Hi, Pat Goddard, Education Specialist with NISDIG 811. In this video, we went over Public Act 174 and why you need to place a dig notice when you're doing a project in your yard. We also have 3 digging zones that help to keep you safe. So if you're using one of these, we don't want to hit one of these. So we'll go over those 3 zones here. So you placed your dig notice, you waited 3 business days, you checked positive response, and the status is telling you that you could begin your project. Well, we have 3 zones that we have to work with. The first zone is the safe zone. It is telling you that there's no conflict within your project area. So you can go ahead and start with the shovel or bring in heavy equipment. If you have a little backhoe or whatever that you're using for your project at your home, you can go ahead and start digging right away with no worries. If there are facilities within your project area, we have the caution zone, which is 4 feet either side of the paint or flags. In that zone, you have to use soft excavation methods, which is meaning no heavy equipment. It's the shovel, hydrovac, or some other options that you have with soft excavation methods. But we don't ask you to dig up 4 feet either side of the facilities. So we have a third zone, and that is the approximate location zone. When locators come out, they're given that approximate location also, because locating is not an exact science. So they can go 18 inches either side of the facility. That's where we ask you to start, and we'll show you how to get there. So now we'll take a closer look at 2 of the 3 dig zones that you may have in your yard after placing a ticket. The first one we'll look at is the caution zone. The caution zone is where you have to use soft excavation methods, no heavy equipment, because we want to protect those utilities. Again, it is the job of the homeowner, if you're digging in your yard, to protect that utility. It is also your job to make sure that you physically expose it. So wherever your project is, if you're within a utility area within that caution zone, you have to physically expose the utility so that you can see it, so we don't damage it. But we don't ask you to dig up 4 feet either side of the paint or markings. That would be a lot of digging for you. So what we ask you to do is to use that third zone, the approximate location, 18 inches either side of the paint or flags. That is where the locators have to be within. That's the precise, is within that area. So that's where we ask you to start. But what also you got to remember too is don't start right on top of the paint or flags, because we don't want to damage that utility. So if you put a foot on each shoulder of the shovel and press down as hard as you can like a pogo stick, you could actually stab right through that utility and damage it. So where we ask you to start is that 18 inches out, the approximate location zone, and scoop the dirt, taking layer by layer until you find that utility. And again, protect that utility. But make sure you don't jump on the shoulders of the shovel, or if you're using a post hole digger, don't be jabbing down like that. The post hole diggers just take dirt out of a hole, loose dirt out of a hole. It's not for actually digging the hole. So make sure that you protect that utility.
You got to go